Oh my God, thank you for reminding me about the porch thing. Thank you so much, Ken and Jackie, also. Insane. Like, oh God, everything's porches. And I'm like, oh, Robyn, this is a bad look because everybody's like blaming her, obviously. Not like obviously, it's like not all her fault. Like people fall out of love, and like my dad's involved as well. And like everybody's like obviously blaming Robyn because you have to find like a villain in a situation. And that just makes her look like, is she not aware that that makes her look worse, you know? Like, and it makes like porches. Why specifically the porch? I think I've heard her say that 3 times before this part.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Tuesday, July 25th, 2023, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Gwendolyn Brown is back. There's some tea we need to discuss. I'm going to be as quick as I can because there's so much to unpack here. I just showed you in the very beginning of this video some things that she had to say about Robyn. Basically, she was reacting to the season trailer on a YouTube live stream, and the Ashley actually did an article about this and shared the link to this video. While I was watching this, I was kind of struck by the fact that she gets it. She gets it. She had a lot to say about Robyn. She had a lot to say about her dad. She had a lot to say about Meri. She had a lot to say about Janelle. She had a lot to say. She also did some question and answers about her wedding, which we already talked about in a video yesterday. One thing we didn't discuss, though, is that she and Cody got no photographs together. So not only did Cody and Robyn show up 2 hours late, didn't hang out for pictures, while he was there, he didn't even stop to think about getting a picture with his daughter. I don't understand this man. Some of you think that they showed up late because she married a woman, and I don't think that's the case. Truthfully, I think the reason he showed up late is because he's punishing her for disobeying him. I don't think it has anything to do with who she's marrying. It has to do with his narcissistic injury. It has to do with him not wanting to go into an environment where he isn't going to be the center. He found out that she wasn't going to be letting him walk her down the aisle. So to punish her, he's going to show up late. I don't think it has anything to do with her marrying a woman. Some of you believe that that's the case. I don't see it. Cody is too simple for that. Cody is, if you do something to spite me, I'm going to spite you back 100 times more because I'm a narcissist. So Cody's becoming the villain. He's already the villain. And Gwendolyn was talking and reacting to this upcoming season where the trailer drops and she says, okay, so Robyn, everyone already blames you, Robyn, and now you look like the villain and you are the villain. So crying and hyperventilating and having this epic meltdown actually makes you look worse, Robyn. You look like you just don't get it. You look like you're trying to play the victim when the truth is you're not. You're the villain. To me, it just is a level of narcissism in her, not Gwendolyn, Robyn, and just her complete ineptness in understanding the gravity of the situation and really her inability and her lack of accountability and lack of responsibility and really just not taking any ownership for the role that she played in the family falling apart. It is a two-way street, but Robyn is one of the villains here. Robyn is 100% one of the villains. Cody and Robyn are the villains. And the other wives have left. And so obviously the reaction of Gwendolyn to Robyn sort of having that meltdown made me think, okay, she gets it, right? She also went on to say this.
Everybody's angry like all the time in this now. And I was pissed off too in that scene. I'm pretty sure I start cussing for sure. Yeah, I know Janelle was being very forceful. I did not expect that. She was like, come here, come get you. Period. She didn't even invite us to her porch. If she wanted the porch situation, she should have made the porch situation happen.
If Robyn really would have wanted the porch, she would have made it happen when they were still around. but she didn't want the porch and she didn't want to be a part of the family. She didn't want to be a part or connected to any of them. She just wanted the benefits of the plural wives, their paycheck, the show, the fame, the fortune. She didn't want to put in the effort, the time, or any of that to actually figure out a way to coexist and to not create chaos. The reason why I feel like Robyn's a narcissist too is because narcissists are manipulators, they control things, and they literally are destructors of relationships. And Robyn is a destructor. Like Robyn might be, I don't know if there's like the malignant, maybe she's more covert where she's conniving and she's always trying to find a way to like meddle. Robyn was really good at trying to manipulate people by speaking to them, acting like she was emotionally connecting with them, and then using that information to then weaponize it against them. And she would do this in lots of different ways over the years, where she would pretend like she was counseling people, and truly what she was doing was trying to find out the information she needed to get what she wanted. It was always about Robyn. It was never about anyone else but Robyn. So if she would have wanted that porch situation, she would have gotten the porch situation, but she didn't. So Gwendolyn has a point.
When she was crying, I felt a little bit bad because, like, I think the last time I saw her crying, I was like, she's fake crying, blah, blah, blah. And, like, this time she's, like, actually crying. And, like, the poor thing, she just really, she's just out here sobbing. Like, Robyn's actions are the complete opposite of what she says. It's kind of ironic seeing her be like, I want us to be, like, a family and stuff. And I don't know, that's not happening. I don't know. I guess sometimes she like tries, a lot of people like try, but I feel like not only is it like difficult to be a family because she like might not like us, but also because like she is in this family quite a bit of a villain. And so like probably doesn't feel welcome like anywhere also.
So the feeling here is mutual. Robyn doesn't like them and they don't like Robyn. And my question is, what's the point of Robyn on the show then pretending like she cared about this family? If Robyn doesn't even like them and she doesn't want to have anything to do with them and she won't even speak to them, literally, she wants nothing to do with these people. Gwendolyn has said over and over and over and over again that she has basically said that she is not a part of that family. She is only a part of the family with Cody. She doesn't want anything to do with them. She doesn't trust her kids around Gwendolyn or any of the other adults because she doesn't like them. Robyn thinks that everyone is out to get her, yet fails to see that she's not the victim in the situation. She walked into a family that had 3 wives and 13 children. She made a decision to join a very busy family because they were going on TV and she wanted to be famous. Robyn wanted money and fame. Robyn didn't care how she got it, in my opinion. And so now that it's not working out, she's pretending like she's the victim because she didn't get what she wanted. Robyn is the kind of person that pins things on Pinterest all day long and says, I'm an empath. I'm such an empath. I'm so emotional. I'm so emotional. I feel things deeply. But she never sees other people's points of view. She never sees their side of the story, ever. And next, Gwendolyn's going to go into why her dad has been acting the way he's been acting.
Honestly, yeah. I think that he was just like, he felt emasculated or demasculated, I don't know, by like the fact that he was like, I think what he like actually was, when there's no influence from cameras and from fame and by like other macho men getting in his business, I think like genuinely he is a present person, but like in this situation where like he's forced to, or not forced, like it was kind of his choice, but like he's like constantly on camera, it's like he has to show that he's tough. And like I think like as a man it makes it especially difficult, like because you have to be like the father figure and the head of the family, you have to be in control. And I'm pretty sure even season 2 they started getting like that, because season 1 he was like there's no patriarchy, and season 2 he's all of a sudden like, yeah, I'm the leader.
TLC gave a malignant narcissist, a show. A man that was after fame and attention, regardless if it was positive or negative. Though Cody wanted it to be about him being a good dad and a loving husband. That was his goal, to make people believe that polygamy was a good thing. When his family started falling apart and he became more macho and he started putting on a show, that's a product of Cody's narcissism, an injury to his narcissism, and narcissistic injury. But it's also a way for him to control people by being the way he's being. So they gave a narcissist a show, and then the fame went to the narcissist's head. You've got people in his community telling him that he needs to man up and act more like a tough guy. And he's like, oh yeah, I look like I'm not being tough. So then you've got outside influences. And I don't believe that he was ever not a narcissist and ever not like, I'm the head of the household. I think he was just probably more aloof before the show because he didn't have the fame and attention. But once he got that fame and attention, it went to his head. And he's a narcissist and he feeds off that attention. What I actually think is really funny, though, is that right now, even though he's getting negative attention, I'm surprised that he's not online, because even if he's getting negative attention, any attention to a narcissist is supply. It gives them energy. It gives them life. And whether you're saying good things about him or bad things about him, he just wants you to talk about him, which is, again, why I think it's funny that, like, he's retreated. He doesn't go on social media, because to him, he would, in the real world, should be eating this up. Like, he should be, because he's a narcissist, loving all this attention he's getting, even if he's a villain. He doesn't care. So she has a point that a lot of things went to his head, fame, all of it, but he was a narcissist before all of this started. Finally, she explains Meri and why she thinks that Meri has had it the hardest of all of the wives of everyone in the family because of the way that Kody and Robyn have treated her and how she was a part of forming the family, and they basically kicked her out.
Married this man and she was like in love with him and he was like in love with her, and I'm pretty sure for a moment there, like for a long moment there, like the majority of the time, like before the show, maybe like the beginning of the show, she was like the favorite wife too. And like now she's basically being kicked to the curb completely. But yeah, him, like, he just dismisses her way too much for my liking. Obviously she's not perfect, for sure, and like she's had her faults. We all have, oh my god, so many. But like in this situation, she definitely seems like the most like victim of it all.
I can actually see Gwendolyn's point in this position, but I actually disagree with her. But when it comes to the wives, I don't disagree, because I do think that Meri was the legal wife. She bent over backwards for years and years and years and allowed Cody to bring in all these other wives. Hell, she even helped him bring in other wives to keep him satisfied, to make him a godly husband, to do her duty as the wife, the legal wife. That's her job. The first wife is the one that has to bring in all the other wives. And then once he finds one that he likes better than her, he replaces her. And then those two, they conspire together and play like good cop, bad cop. So Cody's the bad cop and saying, you need to go, you need to go. And then you've got manipulative Robyn over here going, no, you need to stay, sending her mixed messages and then keeping her completely conflicted. So Cody can be the nasty one and then Robyn's the nice one, and the two of them can like basically gaslight and abuse Meri for 10 years into believing that there's a possibility that things will get better and that all she has to do is just hang on, and dangling the carrot that if you leave, I'll go with you. And then just imagine you're married today and she left. Robyn said for 12, 13 years she didn't want to be in this family without you. She promised if you left, she would go. And when the tough gets going and you leave after Cody's been the mean, nasty cop, and then he's used Robyn to be the good cop, telling you to just hang on, just keep fighting, he'll do it, making you feel like you have hope when there is none. And then you leave and then she stays after all of that, all of those promises she made. Yeah, I could see where Meri would be the biggest loser. She also had to give up her legal marriage. She got no alimony, no child support out of that. I guess Leon was already an adult by then, but They didn't have any marital assets that they could split. So she didn't get to walk away from this divorce in the same way that if she would have divorced him and actually left, where she could have gotten like a settlement or some of the money, she got nothing. So they divorce, they string her along just so that she basically doesn't get the money that they want. And she has been financially victimized. She's been emotionally victimized. She has been victimized. And the other women that came in were a victim of the system, not necessarily the biggest victim in the situation. But my biggest victims here, I think, are the kids. They didn't ask to be born into polygamy. They didn't ask to be born, period. They didn't ask to have a narcissistic dad. They didn't ask to be a part of a cult. They're the biggest victims here because all of these kids were born into a world where their moms were sad all the time and jealous and feeling like they weren't getting enough. Their dad was just a philanderer, bouncing around, just spreading his seed everywhere and not spending time with any of them, abusing them emotionally, physically, mentally, psychologically. I mean, they're the biggest victims. So, but I do think that in this case, it must be a pretty bitter pill for Meri to swallow, knowing that she brought in the person that ultimately destroyed the family. That would be a hard thing to like come to grips with. And I don't know how she does. I don't know. I would be like crumpled up in a ball on the floor if that were me. But she somehow manages to keep going. And then Robyn and Cody are over here acting like they're the victims. They're not the victims. They're not. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.